Starting the week off on Monday, we published a highly requested guide for our expat community titled Taking the Mystery Out of Paying Your Bills in Ecuador. It's a head scratcher for me. It's a great breakdown of how to navigate utility, internet, and phone payments. We also featured an interesting philosophical piece asking the question, is Cuenca the ideal therapeutic community? To be or not to be, anyone? On the national front, we followed growing concerns from officials over Colombia's plan to resume attacking coca crops, I think that's cocaine, with controversial aerial herbicides. Oh my. Moving into Tuesday, we had a mix of great local news and expat lifestyle features. In city news, a historic 125-year-old locomotive finally returned to Cuenca, and the city announced a massive 2-month concert series called Cuenca Encanta, running through October. Sounds like a nice one. For our readers, we published a relatable piece about the subtle signs you're finally integrating into the community titled, When a Cuencano Asks You Who to Call. I don't know if that one's happened to me yet. We also explored a fascinating literary question. Why did Hemingway say, expats are like addicts? Have I ever known any? Maybe. On Wednesday, President Daniel Noboa's international tour made headlines as he met with President from China, Xi Jinping, in Beijing. The 3-hour meeting focused heavily on expanding cooperation in trade, energy, mining, and technology. In other international news with local ties, Ecuadorian diplomat Ivan Baki officially joined the race to become the next UN Secretary General. Whoopee! Back home, we published an important financial perspective for U.S. retirees living in Ecuador, discussing how to plan for the possibility of Social Security shortfalls. Don't know if I've ever heard that one before. Not. Wrapping up the news on Thursday and Friday, we covered a tragic international story. Ecuador's intelligence chief, Michel Sensi Contugi, his wife, and 5 Americans were killed in a helicopter crash in central Kenya. I think I heard about that one on CNN too. We also analyzed President Noboa's ongoing balancing act, trying to expand trade deals with China without upsetting relations with the United States. And finally, we featured a sobering new study on how criminal gangs across Latin America have diversified beyond the drug trade, making them much more resilient. Sounds like a chameleon to me. If you are looking for things to do next week, here's what is on the schedule. Wednesday, August 26th, head over to the Hogar de Esperanza at 2 p.m. for the weekly meetup. This week's seminar is highly practical for expats. Landlords and tenants, know before you sign. I'd say so. They will be covering your rights as a renter and what you should be seeing or doing in every lease. Looking a little further ahead to Monday, August 31st, if you love to sing, how about karaoke? The Cuenca Community Chorus is holding auditions for their upcoming multicultural Christmas Carol celebration at 6:30 p.m. Sounds like fun.